One of the most common mistakes that people make is repeatedly telling a child they are smart, clever, or a fast learner. Now, if you are not familiar with the research of Dr. Carol S. Dweck, you might be wondering, what could possibly be wrong with telling a child they are smart? Well, in this video, we're going to cover three things: why it's a mistake, the harm it can cause, and most important of all, what to do instead to help your children realize their full potential in life. Let's begin with why it's a mistake. The short version is that when a child is repeatedly told that they are smart, smart becomes a label that they feel compelled to live up to. And when that happens, they tend to take fewer risks, have a greater fear of failure, ask fewer questions, avoid difficult challenges, and in some cases, even cheat to meet expectations. Now, again, you might be wondering, how could so much harm come from a few simple words of praise? Well, the core issue here is when we use words like smart or clever, or even negative words like stupid, we are describing fixed traits. And as a result, we can cause our children to develop what is called a fixed mindset, as defined by Dr. Carol S. Dweck in her wildly popular book, Mindset: The New Psychology of Success. When this happens, kids start to think of their abilities and their level of intelligence as largely set in stone. They start to view things like being smart or being talented as traits that people either have or they don't. Someone is either smart or they're not. This becomes a real problem when kids inevitably face challenges or difficulties in their life. And that's because when they have a fixed mindset, instead of viewing a challenge as an opportunity to stretch themselves and overcome whatever it is that they are facing, they assume that they lack the natural skill or the natural talent to be successful in that particular area. After all, if learning quickly means they are smart or they are talented, what should they conclude when they are learning slowly or are having difficulty? As Dr. Dweck explains, people with a fixed mindset mistakenly believe if at first you don't succeed, you probably don't have the ability. Now, of course, kids who have been told that they are smart still want to live up to the label of being smart, so they tend to compensate by taking fewer risks, avoiding difficult challenges, or in some cases, feigning disinterest in a goal or outcome. That way, they have an excuse to avoid confirming either to themselves or to others that they aren't as smart as people once believed. The end result of all of this is that kids who are repeatedly told that they are smart tend to play it safe by taking on easier goals. And in doing so, they limit their opportunities for growth and thus fall far short of their full potential. So all of this begs the question, what should we be doing differently? Well, rather than praising fixed traits, it's much better to praise the effort or the process that led to success. So for example, if a child does well in a ballet competition, you might praise them by saying, "You worked hard to prepare for the competition and it shows." Likewise, if they've recently developed a new skill, you might say, "You invested a lot of time in practicing that and it paid off." The same approach works for any behavior that leads to a positive outcome. So for example, if a child's curiosity or their willingness to explore diverse interests leads to an interesting breakthrough, you might say, "I love how you're always trying new things." By praising behavior rather than fixed traits, we help children develop what Dr. Dweck refers to as a growth mindset. Now, kids who see the world in this way also believe that they start life with certain abilities and with certain natural strengths. But unlike kids with a fixed mindset, they understand that this is only the starting point and that they can improve themselves and improve their skills and their talents through hard work and perseverance. Naturally, they still experience setbacks and even failures in life, but instead of feeling permanently stuck, they view early setbacks as challenges to be overcome through effort. Now, with all of this in mind, here are three crucial tips to remember. First, only praise effort that is real. Some parents make the mistake of praising non-existent effort in an attempt to encourage their kids to start making an effort. Now, unfortunately, this approach only tends to confuse kids, or it causes them to believe that they can get away without actually making any real effort in life. Second, never praise a child for learning speed. Doing so only causes them to think that speed is what matters most. Meanwhile, as a general rule in life, the most worthwhile pursuits are those that require considerable time and effort. So by praising speed, we mistakenly encourage our kids to take on easier, less ambitious goals. Now, as a side note, if a child does learn something very easily or very quickly, what Dr. Dweck recommends is that we guide them towards more worthy pursuits by saying something like, "Sorry, I guess that was too easy. Let's find something more challenging so you can continue to learn and grow." The third and final tip is to avoid praising effort that fails to produce results. While we do want to praise effort, it's important that that effort is linked with real achievement. So generally speaking, we wait for an achievement and then we identify the effort or the process or the behaviors that contributed to that achievement. And at that point, we praise those specific behaviors. And of course, there are situations where a child puts in considerable effort and yet they fall short of what it is they were trying to achieve. In this situation, what Dr. Dweck recommends is that we help the child find alternative strategies to achieve the goal before coming back and praising the effort and the perseverance that led to that success. So in this situation, when a child is investing effort but is falling short of what it is they're trying to achieve, Dr. Dweck recommends saying, "I like the effort you put in, but it looks like that method didn't work. Let's try another way." Now, I started this video by mentioning just how common it is for people to tell kids that they are smart, clever, or a fast learner. And now that you know why doing so is a mistake, you'll probably start to notice just how common this really is. So what I recommend is that you look for opportunities, when appropriate, to share this video with other parents who play a role in the support and growth of your kids, and of course, who also play that same role with their own kids. If you're interested in more useful parenting advice, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and check out some of our other videos.